Hi, Kevin McMullen again with AuthenticGolf.net, author of A Blueprint for Golf Excellence, Building a Swing You'll Never Forget. I wanted to just talk today about something that we don't really think a lot about, but we should as regular golfers. The pros give it great consideration and spend a good deal of time early in their careers making sure these things are taken care of so they can focus on the bigger details of the swing. Years ago, my brother made a statement to me, and I'm still remembering it because I'm still having to work on some things. He said, Kev, most mistakes happen in the golf swing. Most mistakes happen before the club is ever even moved. And what he meant by that was make sure your setup and your posture and your stance is solid. And that way it takes care of a lot of problems. So today we're going to talk about stance width. And if time permits, posture, but if not, then the next video will deal with posture. So let's talk about stance width. A lot of instruction says stand with your feet shoulder width apart for driver, a little bit narrower for long to mid irons, and even narrower still for your short irons and wedges. That's good, but how do you determine that? Well, you need to have some markers, and you have a way to quantify that so that you can indeed find that out. Now, before I show you that, I want to make one thing very clear. There is no one correct stance width. Okay? I mean, if there was, wouldn't all pros play from the same stance width? I mean, their incomes depend on them playing well, and if there's only one stance width that worked, that was optimal, or that was ideal, then they'd all adopt the ideal stance width, but there isn't. So keep that in mind, that what I'm going to talk about today are guidelines to allow you to find what is your ideal stance width for your swing style, your playing ability, and your physique, and so on and so forth. The easiest way to determine proper stance width is to just use your shoulders as a marker. And what you do is you stand with your back against the wall and take a soft number 2 lead pencil and mark that shoulder width, and then mark that shoulder width, and then measure the 2 points. You can see that's what I've done. And then take our trusty driveway marker rod, fiberglass driveway marker rod, you've seen in my other videos, and mark it for your shoulder width. And here's some very simple rules. For driver, stand so that the inside edge of your feet is shoulder width. So there's the inside edge of my foot. I'm going to place that there, and there's the inside edge of my other foot. I'm going to place that there, shoulder width. Then for mid-iron, to long irons to mid-irons, stand so that the outside edge of your feet are shoulder width. There's the outside edge. I place that there. There's the outside edge. I place that there. Mid-iron to long iron to mid-iron. And then for wedge, short irons, even narrower than that, according to what feels best for you. It's really totally open at this point in time, because too narrow, you're not going to have any balance. Too wide, you're not going to have any fluidity. Okay? So those are some good basic guidelines. It's something you can practice here in your backyard. You can practice it until you can get it right. And what I recommend you doing is practicing getting into the appropriate stance width, just like you practice something else you're working on your swing. Do 4 reps using your training aid, And then do 4 reps without your training aid. And then test yourself to see how good you're coming. Yep, that's about right. In that way, you'll learn to adopt the stance on automatic once you begin walking to the ball when you're out playing on the course. So, driver, outside edge, or inside edge of your feet, shoulder width. Long iron to mid iron, outside edge of your feet, shoulder width. Short iron to wedges, somewhere in between. Okay? So that's a little bit about stance width. Remember, there's no right or wrong stance width. I'm sure nobody would tell Mo Norman that he had too wide a stance. He was the best ball striker to ever hit a ball. And I'm equally certain that nobody told Bobby Jones, the world's greatest amateur player ever, that he played from too narrow a stance. Too wide a stance, you got stability, but no fluidity. Too narrow a stance, you have fluidity, but no stability. You got to find a happy medium, and you got to put in the reps to do it. There's no easy way around it. Do this, and you will become better at finding the stance width that works for you. Again, I'm Kevin McMullen with PhoenixGolf.net, author of A Blueprint for Golf Excellence, Building a Swing You'll Never Forget. You ought to get the book. It's easy. It's $35, and it shows you how to combine everything that we're talking about in these individual videos that you're starting to see me put up on YouTube in a way that will allow you to build a swing that you don't have to think about when you're playing out on the course. If you're a northern golfer or a seasonal golfer, enjoy the rest of your season. And if you live in Southern California or Arizona, God bless you. You better be playing golf every day. So have a good rest of the season. Enjoy your time. And once again, thanks for your time. We'll talk to you again.